And there we have it, look at that, that is our butterscotch tart. Old-fashioned recipe, easy to make, absolutely delicious, come on. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef, I'm Rick. Today we're making a good old traditional British butterscotch tart. I'm just mixing up some pastry and we're going to crack on. Now this is going to be a short crust pastry, but we're adding a tablespoon of icing sugar. You can add granulated sugar, but icing sugar works and I have it here. So my pastry recipe, you've seen me make so many times. It's on the channel and there's a link there if you want to make it. You know, you can just use regular short crust pastry with this, so you could actually just go buy ready-made. It's nice and straightforward, okay? But with it being a sweet dish, we're going to add that tablespoon of icing sugar to make it a sweet pastry. And it's only a 5-minute job to make your own pastry. Okay, we've got that. And we've got some sugar. I'm going to give that a mix in. Easy as that. In here, the usual, I've got an egg, I've got water, I've got apple cider vinegar. And don't leave a comment saying, what's the apple cider vinegar for? Just go follow the link and it'll explain everything. In there. Stir it in. And bring it in. Pastry made. Now you can chill, you can do whatever you like, that's up to you. I'm going to use a 9-inch tin. I'm going to use this, come on, let's just use that. Right, we want enough to come up the side of there and go on the bottom, so we want about that much. Got a little bit of flour on here. You want an oven on at 180. And as you can see, this is as warm as it comes because it's warm here. On there, a roll. I think that will go in there and go up the sides. What do you reckon? So we've got that going on there. I'll put that on loosely, look. I'm just going to tidy up that edge there. Okay. That's going to do me, I think. That should give a little lip inside there. So we want that pastry in there. Done. Kidding. Okay, nice and steady up the sides. Try and get an even edge. Don't worry about it if you can't. Okay, it doesn't matter. So just work it round as best you can. Now the actual filling for this is a fairly simple filling actually. It's just sugar, milk and cream and some egg yolk. So if you just want to go buy the pastry, you're only making the filling, obviously. Right, we come up here like that, nice and steady. So we got that going on. Now, it can shrink, so you can leave it. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. And you can decide whether you want to put a fancy edge on it. you can still put a fancy edge on this like you are making a pie. Same thing, just one finger, two fingers, and just press down like that. So you're going to get that fluted effect that you would get if you used a fluted tin. Okay, now it's not going to stay as prominent because the pastry swells when it cooks, but you could still get a nice edge on there. So we got this little bit of a edgy thing going on there, nothing special. Okay, now we are going to blind bake this, so we need a fork. I'm going to prick it all over on the bottom so that doesn't come up. This is called docking for all those people that want to know the real term. I just call stab it all over the bottom with a fork. And we are using baking beads as usual. Baking beads, for many people who've never heard of them, are ceramic beads. So what you want to do is just put your greaseproof paper, parchment paper in there, which we've been using for months, and we chuck those in there. Now with this one, I'm going to try and bring these up the side. Okay, now it's not always going to work, and it still could shrink in. We'll try, yeah, come on. Okay, we want to be bobbing that in the oven for about 15 minutes. Rightio, we want to get that out of there. On there. Right, what we need to be doing is taking these baking beads out of here and put this back in for about another 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so they come out. This is puffing up. Not to worry. Right, back in there about 5 to 8 minutes, just so we get a bit of colour and the cooking on there. In it goes, come on. There you go, look, we got a little bit of an edge going on there. It's not a fluted edge like a fluted edge on a tart tin, but you know, it looks a bit more than just a round edge. Right, we need to just put that to one side. I'm just going to leave that there. That can sit there a minute whilst we actually make our filling. Okay, we got a pan, we're in there with some butter. We're going to start that off, we're going to chuck this sugar in there. Butter and sugar we want melting, so get that in. Now we are making a caramel, so this is going to be a little bit sweet. Just whisk that in nice and gently. I'm just going to go in there with some salt. Always salt and sugar when you're making a pudding. People are going to say, why salt? Well, our taste buds are excited with the salt and sugar. Okay, we want to be melting this sugar in here. Would we call that dissolved? I think we would. Okay, we want to go in there with a little bit of flour and give that a little stir in. Cook that in there for about a minute. Nice lowish flame. And we want to be going in there our milk. Get our milk in. Watch it doesn't splatter everywhere. In there our cream. Now this will start to thicken because of the flour that's in here. Okay. Now to make this truly old-fashioned English, in there a couple of tablespoons of golden syrup, or you can do treacle. Now this is completely optional because this takes it to diabetes too. But you know, this is the traditional way. So either golden syrup, where are we? Either golden syrup or treacle. Up to you. Nice little stir through. Start to thicken this. I'm going to be going in there with a little bit of vanilla actually. See, I nearly forget. About that much. I forget and I see ingredients on the side and I think, oh, I've not put that in. How many out there do that? I still do it to this day. I go by smell, you see. And if I can't smell the ingredient, I look for where the ingredient is. There you go. Now what we're trying to do is thicken this slightly and keep it silky smooth. It should eventually, with the flour that's in here. Don't worry. It might not be thickening quick enough, I might be stirring it the wrong way. I'll go this way. Okay, that's thickening and it's silky, it's smooth. We don't want to go too much. Off the heat for a second. I'm just going to grab a different whisk actually. What we've got here is 3 egg yolks. Just give that a little whisk like that. Okay, what we want to be doing is taking a little bit of that hot mix in there. Okay, and give that a mix in. Now that is called tempering the eggs for everybody that's just starting out. Okay, and we haven't scrambled the eggs. I mean, you can put a little bit more in. We're bringing it up to temperature, it goes back in that pan. So that should be a warm egg mixture. That goes back in there. So give that a whisk in, like that. Back on your flame. So what we're doing now is cooking the eggs into the mixture. And we're trying to keep this nice and silky smooth. Okay. So once you've had about a minute, that is done. Bring back in our prepared tart base. And what we want to do, come on, it's common sense. That in there. And we want to be jiggly, 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 jiggly. Okay, that'll do, I'm not bothered. We're going to bob that back in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. What a nice golden on there. And this is going to be a little bit jiggly in there. Okay, let's get that back in there. Okay, when you've had your time, we can get that out of there. Oh yeah. Okay, that is our bubbling goodness right there. And that is absolutely red hot, so obviously. So we're going to stand that on there, and it's got to cool completely. Cool completely, and then we'll stick it in the fridge for about 2 hours. There you go. Okay, we've had a couple of hours in the fridge. We can take that out of there, look. Oh, look at that, it's stunning. Okay, you can grate some chocolate on there if you want, or you can be completely lazy like me, and we can do the old sprinkles. Come on, Nothing like being lazy, is there? Come on. Look at that. Sensational. So it's just a case of cut a slice. Come on, straight in the middle. Straight down there. You know we've got good pastry. It's our pastry. Ho ho! And we want a slice, don't we? Come on. We're ready for this one? Oh, look at that. You know, you can get really fancy if you want, or you can just on there with some whipped cream. Oh, come on. And there we have it. Look at that. That is our butterscotch tart. Old-fashioned recipe, easy to make, absolutely delicious. Come on. Traditional butterscotch tart in there. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes, please. Oh. That is outstanding. That is absolutely sensational. A little bit of cream. You know it's got to be done. Come on. A little bit of cream on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That is absolutely delicious. Nice cooked pastry, look, you can see underneath, nicely cooked. That butterscotch is absolutely sensational. What a fantastic old recipe. That is sensational. That is our butterscotch tart made. Come on. Enjoy that one. Oh, it's amazing. So there you go. If you like what we're doing, don't forget to share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make butterscotch tart. It's absolutely sensational. If you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video. Oh, that is amazing.